मी ऑल फ्रेंड्स, तो आज हम यहाँ पर ऑप्शंस के बारे में जानने वाले हैं। तो बेसिक एंड इंट्रोडक्शंस ऑफ ऑप्शंस। Options may be categorized into two main types: call options, put options. Options which gives buyer right to buy the underlying asset is called a call option, and the option which gives buyers the right to sell the underlying asset is called put option. Writer's option. The writer's option is one who receives the option premium and is thereby obliged to sell or buy the asset if the buyer of the option exercise his right. American option. The owner of such option can exercise his right at any time on or before the expiry day or date of the contract. European option. The owner of such option can exercise his right only on the expiry date or day of the contract in India. Index options are European. Strike price or exercise price. Strike price is the price per share of which the underlying security may be purchased or sold by the option holder. In the money option, this option would give holder a positive cash flow if, if it were exercised immediately. A call option is said to be ITM when spot price is higher than the strike price, and put option is to be ITM when spot price is lower than the strike price. In our example, call option is in the money. Add the money option. Add the money option would lead to zero cash flow if it were exercised immediately. Therefore, for both call and put ATM options, track price is equal to spot price. Out of the money option. Out of the money option is one with strike price worse than the spot price for the holder or option. In other words, this option would give the holder a negative cash flow if it were exercised immediately. A call option is said to be OTM when spot price is lower than the strike price, and a put option is said to be OTM when spot price is higher than strike price. In our example, put option is out of the money. Time value. It is the difference between premium and intrinsic value. If any of the option ATM and OTM options will have only time value because the intrinsic value of the such option is 0. As discussed in the future section, open interest is the total number of option contracts outstanding for an underlying asset. Leverage. An option buyer pays a relatively small premium for the market exposure in relation to the contract value. This is known as leverage. Leverage also has downside implications. If the underlying price does not rise or fall as anticipated during the lifetime of the option, leverage can magnify the investment's percentage loss. Option offer their owners predetermined set risk. Long premium paid, short unlimited और रिटर्न एंड प्रॉफिट यहाँ पर देख लिया अनलिमिटेड प्रीमियम रिसीव्ड. There are 5 fundamental parameters on which the option price depends: spot price of the underlying asset, strike price of the option, volatility of the underlying asset's price, time of the expiration, interest rate. These 5 points are fundamental parameters on which the option price depends. Spot price of the underlying asset. If the price of the underlying asset goes up, the value of the call option increases, while the value of the put option decreases. Similarly, if the price of the underlying asset falls, the value of the call option decreases, while the value of the put option increases. Strike price. If all the other factors remain constant but the strike price of the option increases, intrinsic value of call option will decrease and hence its value also decreases. On the other hand, with all the other factors remain constant, increase in the strike price of the option increase in the intrinsic value of the put option, which is the Turner increase in option value volatility in the magnitude of the movement of the underlying asset's price either up or down. It affects both call and put option in the same way. Higher the volatility of the underlying stock, higher the premium because there is a greater possibility that the option will move in the money during the life of the contract. Higher the volatility is equal to higher premium, lower volatility is equal to lower premium for both and call and put options. Time to expiration. The effect of time of to expiration on both call and put options is similar to that of the volatility of the option premium. Generally, longer the maturity of the option, greater the uncertainty and hence the higher the premium. In all other factors affecting an option price remains same. The time value of proportion of an option premium will decrease with the passage of time. This is also known as time decay. Options are known as vesting assets due to this property where the time value gradually falls to zero. High interest rate will result in an increase in the value of call option and decrease in the value of put option. Option pricing models. The binomial pricing models. This is very accurate model and it is iterative but also very lengthy and time consuming. The back and calls models. It is one of the most popular, relative simple and fast model of the calculation. Unlike the binomial model, does not rely on calculation by interaction. Option Greeks. This is the important part of the option. Delta. The most important of the Greeks is the option delta. This measures the sensitivity of the option value to the given small change in the price of the underlying asset. It may also be seen as the speed with which an option moves with respect to the price of the underlying asset. Delta is equal to change in option premium divided by unit change in price of the underlying asset. Delta for call option buyer is positive. Delta for put option buyer is negative. What is gamma? Gamma it measures change in the delta with respect to change in the price of the underlying asset. This is called a second derivative option with regard to price of the underlying asset. It is calculated as the ratio of change in the delta for unit change in the market price of underlying asset. Gamma is equal to change in an option delta divided by unit change in price of the underlying asset. What is theta? Theta is measure of an option sensitively to the time decay. Theta is the change in the option price given a 1 day decrease in time of expiration. It measures of time decay. Theta is generally used to gain an idea of two time decay is affecting your option positions. Theta is equal to change in option premium divided by change in time to expiry. Vega. This is the measure of sensitivity of option price to change in market volatility. It is the change of an option premium for a given change, typically 1% in underlying volatility. Vega is equal to change in an option premium divided by change in volatility. RHO is the change in option price given a 1 percentage point change in the risk-free interest rate. ROHO measures the change in options price per unit increase in cost of the underlying cost of the funding the underlying. Rho is equal to change in an option premium divided by change in cost of the funding the underlying. Option trading strategies. Options trades. Trades involves combining options on the same underlying and of same type call oblique put, but with different strike and maturities. These are limited profit and limited loss positions. They are primarily categorized into three sections as vertical spread, horizontal spread, diagonal spreads. These are the three options spread strategies. What is the vertical spread? Vertical spreads are created by using options having same expiry but different strike price. Further, this can be created either using calls as a combination or puts as combination. This can be further classified as bullish vertical spread using calls and using puts. Bullish vertical spread is combination of we can use it for using calls and using puts. In the bearish vertical spread, we can use using calls and using puts. What is the horizontal spread? Horizontal spreads involve same strike as same type but different expiry option. This is also known as time spread or calendar spread. Diagonal spread. Diagonal spread involves combination of options having same underlying but different expiries as well as different strikes. Again, as two legs in the spreads are in different maturity, it is not possible to draw payoff here as well. Straddles. This is a strategy involves two options of the same strike price and same maturity. A long straddle position is created by buying a call and put option of the same strike and same expiry, whereas as short strategy is created by shorting a call and put option of same strike and same expiry. Strangle. This strategy is similar to the straddle in outlook but different in implementation, aggression, and cost. Long strangle. And in case of straddle, the outlook here for long strangle position is that the market will move substantially in either direction, but while the straddle both options have same strike price. In case of a strangle, the strikes are different. Also, both the options call and put in this case are out of the money and hence the premium paid is low. Short strangle. This is the exactly opposite to the long strangle with two out of the money options call and put shorted. Outlook like short straddle in short in that market will remain stable over the life of options. Covered call. This strategy is used to generate extra income from existing holding in the cash market. If an investor has bought shares and intend to hold them for the long time, then he would like to earn some income on that asset without selling it, thereby reducing his cost of acquisition. Protective put. An investor long in cash market always runs the risk of fall in prices and thereby reduction of portfolio value and MTM losses. The protective put payoff is similar to that of long call. This is called a synthetic long call position. It's like buying insurance to protect your portfolio against market falls. Collar. A collar strategy is an extension of covered call strategy. In case of covered call, the downside risk remains for falling prices. If the stock price moves down, losses keep increasing. Covered call is similar to short put. To put a floor to this downside will long a put option, which essentially negates the downside of short underlying futures of the synthetic short put. Butterfly spread. A collar is an extension of covered call. Butterfly spread is an extension of short straddle. Downside is short straddle is unlimited if market moves significantly in either direction. To put a limit to this downside, a long arm with short straddle traders buy one out of the money call and one out of the money put. Resultantly, a position is created with pictorial payoff which looks like a butterfly, and so the strategy is called butterfly spread. Butterfly spread can be created with only calls, only puts, or combination of calls and puts.